Hey, this is Pierre Draco talking. You know, Teams, Viva Insights, my organization Insights, that you can have a look at what are the trends of people using Teams Outlook and see how they behave and see some suggestion where there should be some issues. Everything is in Teams in this organization. If you granted to have access to this dashboard, usually it's a leadership team who has access to that. So it's a summary. But if you want to go into the weeds and look a little bit further, you have workplace analytics. And if you're granted to access to this dashboard, you can do a lot of things. I showed in a previous video some of those dashboards. So let's jump in one dashboard here because I discovered a new feature that I just want to share with you. So let's see, for example, I see there's a recurring meeting, quite a quite a lot actually. You might want to improve that. There are some people who are multitasking. That's not very good. So when you go in see your insight, you can dig in with the explore the stats here. And what I discovered, I'm not sure if I missed it before or if it's if it's new, but so you have several dashboards that you can click here. But as you can see, it's filtered by department here. What if I want to filter with other criteria? So basically here, there's a settings and filters here. I didn't see that in the past. So you can choose the range, the date range, but you can change how you measure it. And so if I want to measure it by, let's say, level of designation, and apply this criteria, then I see, for example, which groups spend the most time in meetings. I can see that quite, uh, not surprisingly, but the director are spending a lot of time in meetings, more than manager, fortunately. But it might be you might want to investigate why a junior IC spend as much time as a senior IC in meeting, almost the same time as a manager. There might be some thing to investigate here. So you can dig into that by filtering here, and you have all the data you ingested for your HR system that are available here. So this is a demo environment for Microsoft. So there's not a lot of, for example, region. I think there's only US, but you could filter by region. You could filter by leadership team. That's more interesting. So when I filter by leadership team, I see names. I didn't think that uh, we could see names. So you could see names. Um, you can filter also. Sometimes there's something here after hours. Who has the most after hours work? Um, so that's pretty powerful to filter by whatever is provided here. The number of direct reports, so you can see if there's a correlation. Apparently not. Um, so depending on your context, you can find out information depending on what you're looking for, and filtering by whatever you want. Either by default is the organization, so it's here it must be the divisions, but you can really filter by other topics, like let's say we did level function tab, for example. That might be interesting. Say, depending on your job, what is your behavior? So that's pretty awesome. You can filter a lot of data actually. Um, Actually, it's reroute to plans, so you can also have access here to plans, and so you can, let's say, okay, I'm focusing today on the well-being of people, so I'm gonna analyze things And here it's going to give you here, the same dashboard that I just showed you. But let's take another plan like um, collaboration. I want to make people collaborate better. So who's spending the most time in meetings? And again, I can go there, filter by function type, whatever data you injected. So you can see here what is the segmentation, and then you can plan. I don't know for in this environment it's not working, but you can plan a campaign so people are depending on who you select. You can say, okay, um, you can start now a campaign for customer service, marketing, and analytics. And the plan, you give it a name, you give it a duration, the goal, and you can filter with these filters. You can change filter if you want. You can add filters. You can add or filters, and then you start your campaign, your new plan. And I'm not sure it's really working. Let's try it. So you will have suggestion in Outlook. So pretty powerful. So you see a problem, you analyze the problem, you filter down what you want to do, and then you can start a plan to act on it. So that's really powerful. Let's go back to this. I wanted to see the culture. You can export in Power BI too. You can go very far and do more analytics. I think I showed that in an earlier video, but you can see how much money you lost by attending redundant meetings or having redundant meetings or multitasking or having conflicted hours. And again, so you see the filter is staying. So now I have the filter on the dashboard. I can see, for example, who's multitasking the most and what is the percentage of multitask. Really, it's pretty powerful. And again, if you want to measure something else, like you want to measure how the leadership team is doing by multitasking, you see how they multitask. So it's interesting. Depending here, it's a fake environment provided by Microsoft. So I don't think they did a lot of differences. There's not a lot of differences between the people. It's almost flat here, but in the real life environment, you can really dig down and see, if some population are multitasking more, and then, it's just data. Then you need to investigate, and maybe you want to meet with people, or you want to do a survey to understand why people are multitasking. It's probably when people are multitasking, it's because they shouldn't be in the meeting. And so there's other ways. That means you might want to act on it. So I think it was pretty interesting to introduce you to this new settings, or at least this one I didn't see before, that enable you to filter by date, by um, criteria that you injected. So all the criteria are there, and also you can change the size of the groups if you want to allow to analyze bigger group than smaller group. So it's pretty powerful. I was impressed by this filtering that gives even more information, and right away you can build a plan with that information. Hope this was helpful.